Nice follow there by number 40, Ty Breckler.
Ty Breckler, the 6'1" senior.
I always love those kids that want to chase shots and get offensive rebounds. Again, it's a pretty easy way to get 6 to 8 points a game if you'll climb that offensive glass like that. That was a beautiful play.
Kick out, right corner, no good. Rebound underneath. That's a tough, gritty player underneath there. Couldn't get the pass to go where he wanted it to. Here come the Jaguars, down by 3, 7-4, 4:49 left to play in the first quarter. Nice rebound, turn around, gets it to go.
Bodies flying all over the floor, Sean. Holy cow.
I think they make a sign about the bodies on the floor or something like that. I look over to Darren Kelo for a little assist. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But 6-7, Falcons opened up with a 7-0 lead, and since then it's been all Jags. And here come the Jaguars again, looking for the first lead of the contest. Q Robertson gets it back up top over to Blake Killian. There was Eli Lovich. Thought about taking that, but a great look inside. I think it surprised everybody but Lovich, but the Falcons cannot capitalize. Jaguars with a rebound.
Crafty little reverse layup there, just couldn't get her to go.
John Pujato calling out the play. Halfway through the first quarter of action, 7-6, Falcons over the Jags. You're watching Showcase 29. 6 out of 7 games here. We just saw Waukee come down here, leave with the win over Perennial Power, Blue Valley Northwest. That was a 2-point contest in the third quarter, but Waukee, they were just shooting lights out there in the start of the fourth quarter. 4 threes in a row. Talk about threes, my goodness. That was from almost half court.
Oh, that was from the plaza.
Wow, how about that? Vinay Shenoy with the putback.
Again, there we go. Don't want to belabor that point, but offensive rebounds are killers.
And the Jags had the lead for all of about 4 seconds. Well, I beg your pardon. There we go. Now I see the scoreboard reflect that last shot. And a block. Falcons coming to play, like Coach Morrow said. They're gonna rely on that tenacious defense to make some opportunities for their offense. So far, they've done that. They lead by 2, 10-8. So the left-right baseline drive, run out of room, but just in time. Tell you what, that was Tucker Armstrong that kind of bailed him out a little bit. Tucker Armstrong is some of the coach Dan Morrow says he is the absent. And this is a high praise from Coach Morrow. He said that Tucker Armstrong is the best leader that he has ever coached.
No kidding.
And that is, I mean, those are pretty heavy words.
Well, they are. I've coached against Coach Morrow's teams for handful of years, and I thought he had some outstanding young men, and yeah, so that is extremely high praise.
So we're going to be watching you all game. Tucker Armstrong, eyes on you as he's trying. Oh, look at him over there, lobbying against the official, trying to get the calls to go their way.
Oh, shoot.
10-8, 2:57.
Frank Bell is not having it.
Cooper Marquette comes into the contest. As we said, that the Jaguars are really struggling with injuries right now. Sir Vaughn and Tate Nagy and Miles Ewell all on the shelf this game. Miles Ewell, he's a 6'7" big body. He's a junior. He's the third big, according to Coach Hintz. Nice pass back out beyond the arc. Can't get that one to go. Big rebound for the Jaguars. Eli Lovich using all of that 6'4" frame to bring that one down.
I tell you, after having watched that last game, Sean, 6'4" does not look tall when we kept looking out there and see 6'8".
That's exactly right.
But he's a big kid.
Talking about big kids, we're going to see big
Nice.
number 44. We have, all day we've seen, the boys and the girls games. There's so many athletes that are going to be playing. Once they finish their high school career, going to be playing in college. We have in this game, of course, Jordan Allen, the recruit that's going to be playing in think he's going to University of Missouri for football, one of the higher-rated recruits in this Midwest area. You can see that big body right now at the free throw line on the other side.
Boy, he's a big athletic kid, isn't he?
I think he can take a charge.
I think he may have got a piece of that one.
I think he did. Good job of helping up the teammate. That's going to stay Falcon ball. It's going to be the second team foul against the Jaguars here in the first quarter. Just over 2 minutes to play. What do we have going here, Coach?
We've got ourselves a little bit of full court pressure here. Took the man off the ball as a center fielder so they don't get beat deep. Trying to deny it in, and here we go.
Coach Morrow barking out the orders.
Oh, little run and jump.
Nice, nice.
Handled very nicely by number 5, Matthew Corrales.
Braden Sill into the contest as well. Back up top. Back over to the right side. 3 ball, no good. Rebound, another rebound to the Jaguars. Jaguars with 1 more rebound than they do points, and they've got 9 points. Falcons have 10, 127-126. Left here in the first. Baseline drive. Benet Shenoy can't get that one to go. Here come the Falcons. Braden Sill, outlet pass. They get it over to Jordan Mason. He goes up strong, earns himself a trip to the charity stripe. Looking to give the Falcons a 2 or even a 3-point lead. 1:15 left here in the first.
Love plays like that when the ball's passed ahead. The ball obviously moves a lot faster than their feet. The kids understand that. And the kid attacking the basket like that, I just love to see that. That's why I think basketball's a great game to watch. It's that quick pace, chance of scoring a lot of points, you know.
We welcome those of you that have been enjoying the Chiefs game. Chiefs won today, was it 31-13?
31-13, let's go.
My gosh, I don't know how many people were watching that because we had over 1,500 people here in the arena for this last game and so many more watching at home. We appreciate you joining us here on A10Varsity.com. Showcase number 29, game 6 of 7, and number 2 makes 3. Q Robertson, he's got a nice stroke. Coach Hint says he's one of the purest shooters that he's had in a while.
Yeah,
Robertson.
That thing coming off his hand looks, you can just tell, nice and smooth. That was a good set right there.
They're going to get Vinay on that one. He impeded the progress of the ball handler just a little bit too much. That's kind of been a point of emphasis over the past couple of years. Back in my day, Coach, you could do all the hand checking you wanted.
Oh, you could just move them around all you wanted.
Couldn't you, though? Not so much anymore.
No, I'd say it became, I don't know if it's that way anymore. I haven't been coaching for a few years, but it was always like if you put your hands on them, it's automatic.
Yeah, I think that's about where we are now. There's Q Robertson with another nice look for a 3. Didn't go. I think Coach Morrow didn't like that call. Kind of got a disapproving look from one of the officials. The all-star crews here.
We do have another good crew here.
See Ben Booth over on the far side. One of the, he's on the national level, I believe. Some leadership positions for NFHS.
Yeah, Frank Bell's out there. He's been a mentor for a lot of young guys and done a lot of postseason games himself.
Dozen apiece for the Jags and the Falcons. 15-14 left in the first. Falcons trying to break this stalemate. 8-7.
He's thinking about it.
Not about it.
There he
why
goes.
not?
Why not?
My goodness. The dagger.
From downtown. That was from Crown Center, for crying out loud.
My goodness. How did he get that one to go? Nick Anderson. 2 big trifectas in the first quarter. Helped the Falcons to a 3-point advantage, 15-12. And you were watching Showcase number 29. Only on A10Varsity.com. We'll be right back. And we're back with you live, Blue Valley Northwest High School in beautiful Overland Park, Kansas. For quarter number 2 between the Falcons and the Jags. 15-12, Olathe South over Blue Valley West after 1. Coach, as we look back over the first quarter action, both of these squads came out, and how about that little corkscrew move in the lane?
Put him on spin cycle.
Shoo, wow.
Look at him go.
And here comes Tucker Armstrong. And Armstrong's going to earn himself a trip to the stripe. Going to be shooting 2. But as we look back on the first quarter, Coach, both of these teams had opportunities to really kind of, put the pedal to the floor. But the defense on the opposite team really kind of came in at just the right time. Olathe South had a big 7-point lead to start, but defense of the Jags had other ideas after that.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. What I've been most impressed so far in the early going is both these teams guard the ball really well. So when they put the ball on the floor to penetrate,
sure,
kids are going maybe a little faster than maybe they are capable.
Yeah.
And so maybe making some uncharacteristic mistakes, maybe missing some shots they would normally hit. But again, there's that thing we talked about in the first game. It's interesting what pressure does to you.
Lovich with a long 3. Can't get that one to go. There's Armstrong, baseline, nowhere to go, kicks it back out. No call on the extra step. Rebound again to the Jags. Falcons have gone a little bit cold. They started out, as we said, a 7-0 lead to start the contest in the first 2 minutes of action. Since then, they have really struggled to get that ball to go through the cylinder, but the Jags have not when given the opportunity. 15-14. Armstrong with a 3, no good. Another rebound by the Jags. And here they come, and nobody's going to go, there was a pass that could have been a lot worse. Trouble right there, Coach, but is able to get it back just fine. Going to do it himself. Why not? That was another shot by Lovich. Can't get that one to go.
He does have a pretty stroke. You can tell he just has that slight fade when he goes to shoot it.
6'4" junior, number 24, Eli Lovich. I think in the first half I'm going to call him Eli Lovich. In the second, it's going to be Lovich. Just know, folks, whenever you hear the proper pronunciation of any name, my name is Sean Brewer. Whenever you hear the improper pronunciation of a name, my name is Jeff Walton.
I thought it was Scene Brewer.
Yeah. You wouldn't be the only one, my friend. Nick Anderson bringing it up. Josiah Polonese.
Nice ball fake.
And again, can't quite get it. We've seen both squads maybe forcing it just a little bit. Again, trying to make that extra pass.
I'd tell you what, watching Olathe South's attack here, everything obviously is predicated on dribble penetration, kind of like that dribble drive that you hear a lot about.
Polonese.
Man, good job getting on the floor. Good job.
Good hustle.
Deflections, yes.
And a well-timed timeout for Coach Ryan Hintz. The Jaguars down by 1 to the Falcons, 15-14, 6:02 before half. And you are watching live. Showcase 29 on A10Varsity.com. $15-14, 6:02 before halftime. Jags to inbound.
Oh, showing a little three-quarter court pressure, the box press. Wonder if they'll take that back into man or zone. Okay.
Good passing for the Jags. Back up top. Again, a little Corkscrew zigzag. Nice pass underneath. Can't get it to go, but Blake Killian was right there. And that was an unfortunate foul. John Pujato.
I tell you, that's a difficult thing to do, is have kids come back in like a box press. You're trying to slow the tempo down, maybe goad them into a bad pass, or if they happen to dribble into a trapping zone, then strike, come up and quick strike, something like that. And then as soon as they got them, they went right into man-to-man. So, I don't know, I kind of like that. It's very cool. I think Coach Morrow's always felt like, good aggressive half-court man-to-man is going to be the cornerstone of what they do. And even if it means starting in a zone press, they're going to come back into their man. So he's had a lot of success with it.
Here is Mr. Leadership, Tucker Armstrong. At the line, makes it 17-14. Falcons over the Jags, 5.5 to play before halftime. More pressure being applied by South. Jags able to break through. Back up top. Thought he might have had a chance there on the baseline turnaround.
We saw that. We saw that in the first game. You've got to punish teams for pressing you, and if you don't punish them, they're just going to keep doing it. So I don't see Olathe South getting out of any time. Oh, nicely
all right.
done.
Well done.
That was a great cut. I'm a big fan of kids that cut hard, and that hard cut is what got him that opportunity. That was nice, and great vision by the passer, too.
Ty Breckler, first 2 points of the contest. High up off the glass.
That was a tough shot.
Nick Anderson had a couple of threes in the first. Big number 24 over there, Eli Lovich, is hoping to get a foul called. The 6'4" junior Lovich is going to be playing baseball at Notre Dame when his high school career is over. Long three, Armstrong can't get that one to go. Another rebound for the Jaguars. 19-16, neither team really asserting their will on offense, despite, certainly a lot of effort out there, but just can't string together a couple of baskets.
I tell you what, this thing is being played at a frenetic pace, isn't it? I mean, once the ball comes off the backboard and the other team secures it, it is just lay those ears back and go. Which is pretty incredible that they're not giving up some layups, because the ball's getting down the floor in a hurry.
We talked about the depth of Blue Valley West. And
nice curl.
That was, and a nice up off the glass.
Really
Hugh
nice.
Robertson.
Really nice curl cut there by Robertson.
Robertson with 5. Just over 4 to play before halftime, 19-18. Falcons 1 point lead and the ball. Nick Anderson, he made that at the end of the first quarter. Can't get that one to fall. Here comes William Watson. William Watson with his hair on fire. That one's off the back. Good tough rebound, no foul call. These Jaguars are not afraid. Now, how about that? Get up and around off the glass and the putback.
The lid comes off.
My goodness.
There we go.
When it rains, it pours, and Coach Morrow says he's seen enough. Reaches into his pocket, pulls out the charge card, and charges the timeout. 3:27 left to play before half. Jags up by 1, reclaiming the lead, 20-19 over the Falcons. You're watching it live only on 810varsity.com. Twenty to 19, Jags over the Falcons. 3:27 before halftime. Falcons bringing it up. Matthew Corral is back into the game. being pressured by Cooper Marquette.
A little soft press of their own.
And that was one that the official says, you know, I'm going to have to call that one now to keep this game under control. We've seen a little aggression up there as they come into the front court, but Cooper Marquette going to be called on that one. I believe that's his first. And that is the 9th team foul against the Jaguars, so we are in the bonus. One more for the double. At the line is Corrales. He makes the first and makes it a tie game at 20. Whenever I say tie game, our good cameraman, Darren Keelan, looks at me and he says, well, who's winning? I say, Darren, it's 20-0, my man. Until that follow-up doesn't get that one to go.
Jaguars foul number 32.
So we see Jim McClintock up here. Coming up from the truck. How you doing, Jim McClintock? Always great to see Mr. McClintock make it 21-20. Falcons up by 1. 3:12 before halftime. Neither team is shooting particularly well, but the Jaguars now have 2 points more than the number of rebounds that they've accumulated. There's heads up play.
Nice.
Another nice pass. Can't get it to go, but a good job by Nick Anderson to get his mid out there and just get in the way. Off the foot, and I think that's one of those plays that Nick Anderson, he's only a sophomore, but that's going to be a fantastic learning opportunity for him when they get in film study and look at that, you know, what do you do in those situations? That was kind of a deer in the headlights look, but Coach Morrow will get that all figured out. 22-20.
How much did you love that hustle by number 15?
Absolutely.
Diving on the floor. He probably left more skin on that floor than, oh my goodness.
No call on that one. Matthew Corrales, my goodness. 6'3" junior, playing like he's 6'9". And an NBA veteran with a move like that. Back up top, Gavin Harvey. Harvey back into the contest. The 5'9" junior, one of those players that Coach Ryan Hint says is going to see a little bit more time tonight because of the injuries and the illness. You know, Tate Nagy and Servon, Miles Ewell. And Tate Nagy's just a sophomore, 5'9" sophomore. He leads the team in assists and steals. So certainly his presence is missed. And Coach Hint said he wanted to wish. See a nice drive. Tate Nagy, speedy recovery, and rub some dirt on it. You're going to be okay, young man. 4-point advantage for the Falcons. Going back the other way now. Falcons going on a little bit of a run.
Coach Hint's rubbing his head over there in a little bit of disgust.
Sure.
Yeah, unforced turnovers absolutely drive you crazy, especially when you're looking at a game. You're a 2-possession game right now. You're looking to try to, you know, crawl back in this thing. It's obviously still a tight game, but
both of these teams are almost asking the other, would you like to take this game now? Take it over? And nobody has been able to do that quite yet. 1.5 to play before halftime. There's Anderson. Long three, no good. Rebound. There's Mr. Allen. We talk about how the Falcons were really being out-rebounded almost 3-1 in the first quarter. Well, you get someone like Jordan Allen, their big number 44, the University of Missouri football recruit. He's going to be able to kind of thwart that just a little bit.
For sure. I tell you what, it's obvious after watching both of these teams' first few possessions after the timeout what the point of emphasis was at the timeout. Both sides are being a little more deliberate, taking it through 2-3 sides of the floor before they look to shoot.
Gavin Harvey making it look easy.
Pace was just a little too helter-skelter earlier. Both teams have kind of settled into, looks like they're playing a little more half-court basketball together here.
Nice little feed. Here comes Allen. Decides
Good
not
hand.
to take that shot, but instead, there's Jordan Mason. No call on that one, coming back the other way. Jags, they're going to say trial. What are the yes, they will. It's going to be Q Robertson. He wanted that shot. He's been feeling it. Quentin Robertson with a big three in the first quarter. A couple of points since then. 39 seconds before halftime, 24-22. Falcons over the Jags. Falcons to inbound. Braden Sill, the 6-foot senior. Inbounds it back. Here come the Falcons. Just over 30 to play before halftime. Jordan Mason, Braden Sill. Play a little keep away, a little run around up top. Around the wheel. Coach Morrow doing a little tap dance out there trying to get his point across.
There it was.
It was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wondered the way he was setting that thing up. He did a great job with that jump stop. He turned over his inside shoulder and was going to send him back door, but the big fella down there was like, yeah, I'm not falling for that old banana in the tailpipe trick again.
And I think, there's just a little bit too much of a windup with that pitch, as opposed to the quick release. Less than 10 to play before halftime. Here's Anderson. We saw what he could do at the end of the first. He wants to do it again. He might take it. He will, up off the glass. No good. And 24-22 is where it's going to be after 2 quarters of play. Falcons with a 2-point lead over the Jags of Blue Valley West. Be back in a few minutes for the second half of play here. Showcase number 29 between the Falcons and the Jags, and you're watching it live only on A10Varsity.com.
years ago.
Well, we went into the break, and the Falcons were up by 2, 24-22. Come out of halftime, it's the same score. We're underway here in the third quarter.
That back cut again. Oh, they tried to sneak him into it again.
Yeah, they did. Sneaky Falcons. Falcons kind of started to get their stroke towards the end of the first half, and looks like they're going to pick up where they left off, up by 4 over the Jags.
I like that tempo a lot better. After that, again, I don't want to belabor it, but after that timeout, those teams went from like playing at 10 speed to like 8 speed.
Yeah.
And they looked a lot better. I think they were just playing too fast. And if it was not working, then you obviously got to go to something else. So great move on the coaches. Look at that deep three.
Doesn't go, but a good look. Not a lot of pressure on them either. Here come the Jags underneath. Turnaround off the glass, doesn't go. Falcons with the rebound. Chance to increase their lead. They're up by 7-0 early in the first quarter. And since then, it's kind of been back and forth. Lead change 7 times, all in the third quarter. To get where we are now, Falcons up 26-22. Over the Jags.
Really like that drive by Armstrong that time. That was a great opportunity. He's bringing the ball down quickly, but then he sees the gate open, and he absolutely drives right through it. So that was a nice drive by Tucker Armstrong.
Well, we understand that they're having some scoreboard issues here at the beautiful new, the Palatial. The Palatial Blue Valley Northwest Gym. Nice one it is.
Nice jump hook there underneath the basket. That's tough. He absorbed some pretty good contact there and was still able to get it in the hole. Good back cut.
31-24.
No hesitation by Polonese there. Absolutely stroked that thing.
Polonese.
Oh, Polonese?
Olden.
Oh, I remember Olden Polonese.
Olden,
that's right.
yeah.
Yes.
What if there's a relation there? Just realized that.
Haven't heard that name in quite a while, or as the young people would say, I haven't heard that in a minute.
Yeah, a minute. I think they just
Long three there by Anderson. Off the front iron. Oh, nice ball fake. That was pretty. Number 14, John Pajado, little ball fake and then kiss it up off the glass. Good bucket for the Jags.
He's a tough player.
Tell you what, the defensive pressure there by the Jags, again, I think is kind of speeding the Falcons up a little bit. Nicely done. Pass ahead, doesn't even have to put it on the floor and kiss it off for the layup, and we are at a 3-point game with the Falcons up 31-28.
I look away, there was a 7-point margin, now we're back to 3.
Were you eating that Whataburger? Is that what you were doing?
Whataburger and Doritos, dinner of champions, I guess. I'll take anything at this point after a day like we've had. Polonese, 5'9", junior. There's Anderson. Nick Anderson, 6'3" sophomore. He's been impressive.
Yes, he has. When he really settles in and figures out how to play, he's really going to be good because he does some of those basics really well, and he's athletic and long and can shoot it.
Isn't he like, you look at his legs and you think, well, is he going to grow like another 6 inches here?
He looks like it.
One of those that, like, in between the junior and senior year, he just sprouts up like a beanstalk. 5 points separate the Falcons and the Jags. 4:38 left to play in the third. You were watching Showcase 29 right here on 810varsity.com.
little token pressure here by the Falcons, but back it off and settle into their man-to-man.
Quentin Robertson back into the contest. This is Gavin Harvey. Harvey down low. Vinay Shenoy, we saw him a lot in the first half. He's not afraid to mix things up down there either. He's got a big frame to him, and he's not going to be pushed around.
No, he throws his body around. I like how he plays. Is he
Falcons foul number 35.
Great TN.
That's his first personal foul.
Senior, okay.
6 foot senior Vinay Shenoy. Quentin Robertson, also a senior. Sir Vaughn is out this week, and he's a senior as well. Coach Hinn said he's a great teammate, great culture guy. He says he plays good minutes and started a couple of games. Certainly his presence has been missed here today. Miles Ewell, he's 6'7". You got to think, 6'7" on this Blue Valley West team. I mean, that changes the entire complexion of what they can do.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Because even look like a couple of their motion starts, their offensive starts, looks like the actions look like they probably do look to play some inside out.
But the Jags have done a great job on the boards.
Yes, they have.
Out rebounding the Falcons 23-15. At halftime, at least, William Watson. There's William Watson. I love to see him play because he just plays lights out. Getting a chance here with all the injuries. Coach Hinn said he hasn't played a lot of minutes, but they're counting on him as we see him right there from the right corner. William Watson.
Set it and forget it.
Beautiful looking stroke.
It was a beautiful looking stroke.
8-point advantage for the Falcons, 36-28, 3:11 left to play here in the third.
Very timely bucket there for the Jags.
Corrales, yeah, they will. They're going to call him for a travel. Vinay Shenoy called that before the official did.
You know, that pace that we were talking about is starting to subtly speed up again. Kind of interested to see how they handle this. Are they going to continue to let them play at that frenetic pace, or is one of the coaches going to kind of rein them back and try and get something a little more deliberate here? One possession game, 33-31.
This has just been back and forth. Shenoy in the right corner, looking for a little bit of help. Nice turn around, drives up the baseline, and gets it in. That was a nice move on the baseline, turn around.
He kind of subtly looked over his right shoulder and then did one of those Shaq spins right back to the baseline, you know, and then all the way to the backboard.
Yeah. He realized there's nobody there.
That was a good finish.
It was. A little drop step.
And a D1 athlete that was guarding him.
How about that?
Yeah. You know?
Jordan Allen run the Falcons.
Got ourselves a tie ball game here, Sean.
33-33, 2:23 left here in the third. Little stalemate. Allen tries to break it, can't get that one to fall. But Shenoy grabs it away from Allen. Here comes William Watson. William Watson to Harvey.
Tell you what, the Jags had set up a really nice triple gap there, but great job by the Falcon defense to cut that dribble penetration off. That was really nice.
And how about Shenoy? Hey, Shenoy.
Tell you what, he's playing some positive minutes here.
He absolutely is. That fantastic, one of the best plays we've seen all day. Nice little floater.
Oh my goodness, here we go. Here we go.
39.
William Watson with the triple.
And the Jaguars with their biggest lead of the game, 39-35 over the Falcons. The Falcons aren't going anywhere. Jordan Allen kicks it up top. Matthew Corrales thought about taking it. Plenty of time. He's going to kick it out. Left corner. Big Breeze makes it look easy. Breeze for three.
Again, great chess match coming off that screen, driving it downhill, pitching it to an open shooter. It's hard to play a two-man game on half of the floor. That was really nice.
Gavin Harvey being guarded by his numbered namesake on the other side, Ben Breeze. Cooper Marquette. He plays with a lot of hustle as well. Shinoy looking for somewhere to go. He sees a baseline all the way open, nothing doing. And here come the Falcons. Anderson goes up and puts it down. Nick Anderson.
Tell you what, he made that look easy.
Didn't he, though? He just kind of kept going up and up.
He did.
Tries a little tit for tat on the other side. Can't get it to go. And that's Eli Lovich. And he's coming up a little bit lame. I think his shoe fell off. A little flat tire for the Notre Dame baseball commit. Going to need just a second to regroup.
Tell you what, that dude was taking that thing to the cup, was he not?
There was no denying him.
He was going to jolly wash that thing.
40-39, 1 point advantage for the Falcons. Dozen seconds left in the third. Falcons inbound. It's going to be Jordan Mason. Got Allen up top of the key. Braden Sill out to the far side. Ben Breeze to the near.
I bet we got ourselves a little screen-to-screener action here for... Oh,
there it is.
There it is. They did a good job of defending that.
Nick Anderson, less than 10 to play. Is he going to take another last shot of the quarter? Shot. He does. Nick Anderson. Oh, the young man entertains. What more can you say? How about that? How impressive is the sophomore, the 6'3" Nick Anderson been, especially here in the second half? Puts the Falcons up by 3, 42-39. Fourth quarter is on the way. We'll be right back with you live only on A10Varsity.com. All right, back with you here. Our cameraman extraordinary, Darren Kilo, has left us just for a brief moment. So it'll be yours truly here, coordinating the camera with the folks down in the truck. Usually it doesn't go too well. We're usually watching the game, and I forget to move the camera. So let's see how it goes here. Nowhere to go but to get it back up top. Quentin Robertson. Back into the game is Blake Killian. Back up to Quentin Robertson. Baseline pops it out, left side. That's going to be blocked. And I think Braden Sill got a hand on it. Or a talon for the Falcons. A claw? I like talon a little bit better. 42-39, 7 minutes to play. in regulation. A lot of basketball to be played. And there's Nick Anderson.
I tell you what, I've been around the Sunflower League a long time. That kid's going to be a problem. He's going to be good. He's going to be good.
He has that little extra shake. Just
He
to
does.
kind of, and we saw that in the last game again, shout out to Grant Stubblefield. The way that some people just have that ability to use their body in the right way. And you mentioned earlier, I mean, that kid's not done growing.
I don't think so either.
Neither am I if I keep eating this Whataburger. My goodness.
Thank goodness for Patrick Mahomes bringing that to Kansas City.
Thanks a lot, Patrick. We understand that Patrick has been a frequenter of the Blue Valley West athletic programs this year. The Nagy family, many others that he's shown them support of. Right side, another baseline drive, rejected by the backboard.
Tell you what, I still like that possession by West there. Being pretty deliberate. They understand where they are in the game, need to get a good bucket, and the kids work together and try and get one. Just obviously didn't work out to their benefit, but that was very smart basketball for sure.
Oh, thank goodness Darren Kilo's back to run the camera. We had all kinds of trouble, my friend. My goodness, how about that? Oh, they call the charge. But that slice, somehow, he just threw his body into that.
Yeah, sometimes when you see somebody lower their shoulder and they're going that fast, they're going to go player control on that, 9 times out of 10.
You almost have to.
Yeah, you bet.
He was in midair there for a little while. 5-point Falcon lead, 44-39, Coach. And a lot of basketball to be played here. And this 5-point lead by the Falcons doesn't seem like it's too comfortable.
I wouldn't think so. 14 doing a nice job there trying to work on the ball screen, then receive the ball screen on the other angle. He's trying to find an opening there. Well defended there by the Falcons.
Killian puts it up, and he gets his own rebound, and he draws the foul. 3 team fouls against the Jags, 4 team fouls against the Falcons.
As aggressive as both teams are, as how hard they play, it seems like that's not many.
Yeah, the Jags had 10 team fouls, and see Coach Morrow doing the jumping jacks down here, trying to get the attention of his teammate or his team.
That's a nice bucket right there. Very tenacious.
Lovich, he's been impressive underneath. 6'4" junior. Here's Anderson. Oh, he almost popped that one. Nick Anderson. It's over to Tucker Armstrong, Mr. Leadership Armstrong. Yeah, they're going to have to get Nick Anderson on that one. They get a charge. I think that's only a second or first. It is his first. Clean game for Mr. Anderson.
Oh, my.
How did that happen? John Pajado. Man amongst boys down there in the lane.
And made the shot a little more complicated than it needed to be because it went up on the opposite side.
That's what I was thinking, too. It's like it was already impressive enough. With a corkscrew move underneath, they can't get it to go. Corrales, first name Matthew. Where are they going to get that one on? Killian.
Matthew Corrales shooting 2 shots.
Great shout out to all the people back at the A10 Mothership. Nolan Rader, Chad Rader, Jim McClintock, who was here earlier on the broadcast. Darren Kilo running the camera. Alex Brewer for some moral support. Back at the Brewer homestead. I needed that earlier today, I tell you that. A good assist to Jeff Walton to call in a couple of favors and get our internet back on. Huge help right there. Another big rebound by the Jags. Lovich, left wing, no good. Rebound, Falcons. Tucker Armstrong comes up with a rebound. He is just a fierce competitor. He's only 6'1", but the senior who Coach Dan Morrow says the best leader he has ever coached, he lays it out. And I guess that's what they say the best leaders do. They lead by example. So a lot of hustle being shown, and a fast three and a fast timeout by Coach Morrow. 48-43, 4:27 left in regulation. We're going to be right back here for the final 4:27 of this one in a moment, only on 810varsity.com. David Trimble on the music selection there. I think we're at some sort of a rave or a disco or whatever. Is a disco a thing? Do these still have discos? I never really knew what a disco was.
I never was either, but I have several swinging around in my basement because I just like John Travolta. You know, like,
fantastic.
You know what I mean?
I want one of those leisure suits or whatever they were called with, you know, all the frill and. You know, I don't have any chest hair, but if I did, you know, I'd open that sucker wide. And
you mean you're not like Austin Powers? I find that a little hard to believe.
Oh, no, baby, no. 48-43, Falcons over Jags. 5-point advantage. Jags, guess who underneath? Before the shot, they're going to say he took an extra step. But what a great effort by Vinay Shenoy. And he's been one of the stars here in the second half for the Jaguars.
He really has.
Just through pure hustle. Shenoy coming in, averaging, get this, 2 points a game.
Well, you know what? I tell you, we were talking about it a minute ago, but I really admire this grit of the Jaguars just because, you know, they're leading at, what do you say, they're missing a 6'7" kid, missing a point guard.
Sure.
They got some kids playing in a tough game who typically aren't in this position, and they're stepping up and competing really hard.
Anderson can't get that three to go. Here come the Jags. Q Robertson off the glass. No good. Guess who underneath? Vinay Shenoy.
This kid might be playing himself into some more minutes.
How about that? Going to give the coaches a reason to play him more. Easiest way to get time. Earn it. 3 points advantage for the Falcons. Allen, cross-court pass. Over to Anderson. Getting the crowd into it. Olathe South contingent here. You can't see him, but I know you can hear him. Always travel well to support the Falcons. And might I add, one of the best and most well-behaved student sections that I've been around the last couple of years. There's Anderson, little between the leg dribbling. That's a beautiful drive. Can't get it to fall. Allen had the rebound, but he lost the handle on it.
Big possession here for the Jags. Interesting to see. Yep.
That's a good timeout.
I was kind of thinking we might see a timeout there because this is it's a one possession game. They don't need a three, obviously, but they want to get something good here. And Coach Hintz is going to put his boys in the right spot, the right person taking the shot, I have no doubt.
Instead of taking it away for a break, we're going to keep it right here. I want to share something with Coach Hintz. Told me a couple of days ago, you know, I asked him, who are some of those unsung heroes on your team, or, you know, who's somebody that might be in need of a little special recognition? He said, well, it's not necessarily a player, but it's somebody who is very integral, and a couple of people, in fact, integral to the success of the program. I'm just going to give you his words as I wrote them. He said, if you could give a shout out to our student managers, Demi, and I beg your pardon if I mispronounce it, Idowu, Demi Udowu, and Alexander Allen, as well as the assistant coaches Don Cameron and Mark Kern. He said those 4 helped this program run, and we could not do it without them. And he also wanted to make special recognition, a shout out for Tate Nagy. Wish him to get well soon. So they're going to miss him, and as well as Miles Ewell and Servon. And this team's in full strength. They're going to do some damage.
Yeah, they are. I mean, first of all, you got 6'7" in the paint. You know, if he's a good player in high school, that changes a lot about what you can do. And also, if you're missing like one of your lead guards control the game. You know, I mean, he may not have gotten caught up in some of this frenetic pace, and you know, maybe not had some of the mistakes we've seen, you know, throughout the course. It does change what you're doing, obviously.
You know, when we talk about kind of the style of play that both of these squads try to employ, and Coach Ince also said that his program is built around a quote, have fun and get better philosophy, and I think that's exactly what we have seen.
Yeah.
They're having fun out there, maybe not a lot of set offense, but that was a beautiful pass. Did get away from him. Fantastic. You can see why he's going to Notre Dame to play a little baseball. Great baseball pass by Ile Lovich. Puts the Falcons up by 1 now, 48-47 over the Jags, 2:12 left in regulation. Still got a lot of basketball to be played here.
Did Blue Valley West take that timeout?
Blue Valley West did take that timeout.
Okay, I thought so.
Coach Dan Morrow said, what do you do in your free time? He says, well, what free time? I don't have any free time. But he said when he does make some, he said he's got 3 kids. And he spends a lot of time with them. And he also does a little yard work and tries to play golf. May not be the best golfer, but he tries. Coach Morrow, you know, we talk about Stubblefield. The previous game, he's going to be taking his talents to Omaha and playing for the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Oh, we have another University of Omaha former player, and that's Coach Dan Morrow. He played at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. He was a 3-year starter, 2-year team captain, and he said that he is still currently in the top 5 minutes played in a career, and career-made threes.
Is that right?
How about that, Coach Dan Morrow?
Morrow had a strap.
Didn't he, though?
Oh, my gosh. The dude looks like he could still play, for crying out loud.
Indeed he does. There's Josiah Polanese back into the contest. He's just a junior. So much fun watching these younger players develop over the years. We'll be hearing the name of so many of these great athletes. Tucker Armstrong passes up a 3 that looked like it was there, but he had Coach Morrow in his ear, so I'm sure. Coach Morrow. He was right there trying to give the official, Ben Booth, an assist right there. Trying to make sure that he made the right call. And I think he did. His lobbying paid off. Falcons up by 1, a minute and a half to play. Neither team in any sort of foul trouble. 5 team fouls, or I beg your pardon, 6 team fouls for the Falcons, 5 for the Jags. There's a quick foul. I think that was just a good defensive pressure foul. Not sure that they're, with being down by 1, that they're in sort of a situation where they're trying to foul.
I think he's probably been told here, like, listen, be aggressive defensively. You know, we're going to get to a point where we have to go to steal, so you're going to be aggressive. And if you foul them going for a steal, that could happen. But, yeah, they're going to be in the 1-and-1 right after this. Curious how long they're going to let this go before they start fouling, but they have
there's Corrales. That could have shut the door, but it leaves it open for the Jags, who bring it up down by 1 and 111. And Coach Hansen says, you know what, you can't take him with you, so he's going to use his other timeout. 1:10 left to go, 48-47. Coach, you're down there. You're Coach Hintz. You're down by 1. Minute and 10 seconds, plenty of time.
Right.
What are you drawing up? What are you telling your team?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I'm going to go into my bag of whatever we have where I know we can get a high percentage shot. If it were me, I'd be looking if I'd have something in my bag where I could maybe get a back cut of some sort, or maybe a little on big cross screen so they couldn't you know, so they wouldn't be able to switch it and then maybe try and get the ball down to that big fella, number 4, who's been wreaking havoc down there.
Hasn't he been impressive?
He has been impressive. But I certainly would say I do not want any jump shots. I do not want any threes. If anything, we're going towards the basket. But,
sure.
Yeah, I'd be looking for certainly maybe some sort of a back cut or some sort of a little on big cross screen. Something like that to free something open inside for sure. And who knows? I mean, Coach Morrow, he's not a zone guy, but maybe he'll switch to a zone defense for one possession here down the stretch. We'll see. I doubt it because he's a man guy. I doubt it.
I tried to see what he was drawing up on the clipboard, but I couldn't quite make it out. Like I had any sort of a chance to see that with my aging eyes. But
well, I've got to think that Coach, with 1:10 left, when he called that timeout so decisively, he has already something up his sleeve. I think he knows he's going to.
That play and then the next two.
Yes.
So music winds down. Jags are going to throw it into the backcourt. John Pujato, who's had a couple of very timely baskets in this contest. Gives it up top. Benet Chenoy hands it back. Drives in the middle, and that was not something that the Coach Hintz wanted to see happen. There's going to be a jump ball, but a timeout. A timeout is called by Coach Morrow, and he gets that. That is the second one of those that we've seen today that maybe the fans from the other team don't necessarily agree with, because you got to have possession in order to call that timeout.
That is
so.
That's a tough one. I know. I tell you what, it was almost simultaneously when the 4 hands hit the ball at the same time that the timeout was administered. That's a tough one.
As an official myself, although I don't often do the high school level,
right?
Shout out to my 4th graders and Gardner Edgerton, but that's a whole other deal. Oftentimes, you hear the coach call timeout, and it's almost instinctive.
Sure, absolutely.
So yes, timeout. You blow the whistle, and then you realize, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that because he didn't have full possession.
Oh, yeah.
But
there's a lot going through these times. Yeah, there's a lot going through their heads right now.
And in no way am I saying this officiating crew's done anything wrong. They're a great crew.
Oh, no.
I know a couple of them personally, and they do great work. It's a thankless job, and the pay stinks, but it's a labor of love for everybody that wears the stripes. 48-47, Falcons trying to earn another stripe on their win column, but the Jags, only down by 1, have 50.3 seconds to do something about it. And that was a close one, almost out of bounds. So they're going to get a foul. So we have another.
How many timeouts do these teams have, for crying out loud?
That was another one of those you think, well, did he have possession? I don't know. We'll leave that to the pros, and we're just up here
That's
saying
above our
some
pay
words.
grade, I think.
Yeah, as is most things. Now's a great time to, again, remind everybody that we've got one more game on the slate here at Showcase number 29, and that's going to be between Center High School, the Yellow Jackets. Coming over here to Blue Valley Northwest, they will face the number 1 team in the 8-10 Varsity Top 25, the metro area. That is Blue Valley North.
Ryan Pfeiffer has got him going again, doesn't he?
He's got the magic sauce. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, he is one heck of a basketball coach.
There are just some people that just, they live, eat, and breathe basketball and coaching. And certainly Ryan Pfeiffer is one of those. Coach Morrow, and really, and we said it before, you reach this point in your coaching career, you're coaching the big classes and the top players, you got to know what you're doing, and you got to have a passion for it.
Yeah. Coach Morrow was an assistant for Coach Pfeiffer years ago.
Is that right?
When he first got started, that's correct.
Coach Pfeiffer, a former Nebraska Cornhusker basketball player, perhaps maybe that's where they met, up there in the Cornhusker State. Coach Morrow's from a small town in Nebraska.
The Pfeiffer coaching tree.
The Pfeiffer coaching tree, yes. Bobby Knight and Coach K.
That's right.
We're down to 42 seconds. Falcons still with that 1 point advantage. And at the line, I believe that is Ben Breeze. Ben Breeze had a beautiful three towards the end of the third quarter. Nothing but. 7th team foul against the Jags, so they're going to be in the 1-1 are the Jags. Or excuse me, the Falcons. Because of the Jags. 7 fouls. That one is up, no good. Rims in and out. Falcons come up with the rebound. And a little bit of a bear hug offered by Eli Lovich, showing his love for the Falcons. Did I hear Lovich?
Oh, my.
Now you talk about the golden voice of John Dale. Anybody in Kansas City that's been to a Sporting KC game or 18 Varsity Showcase, you hear the melodic pipes of John Dale, and there's a lot of guys that make their voice sound like that. Now he doesn't. That's just how he is.
That's
hey
natural.
John, how you doing? I'm doing fine. How are you?
He was made to be heard.
Right. Yes. 2 points. Make it 3. Separate these two teams. One possession game.
You spend time in practice, you shoot free throws, and you work on your box outs, and the kids sometimes have a hard time dialing in on that, but that's exactly why you do. Typically it's a huge possession. You need the ball, and hard to impress on them sometimes.
38.5 left in regulation. 3 points. Jags need to make up to tie this one up. 50-47. Falcons up by 3. Driving the lane. There's Vinay. Rolls off of the rim. There's a scrum underneath. That's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow. I believe the possession arrow points towards Olathe South.
Yes, I believe it does.
I see the little red light down there. The scores table. A lot of folks starting to roll in now for the next game. Blue Valley North and Center are going to be right back with you at the conclusion of this game for that one as well. Falcons 23.9 seconds away. Quick foul offered by Eli Lovich. That might be his first. Yes, it is. Clean game for Mr. Lovich. Lovich come into this game averaging 13 points. He has been held to just 2 points. All coming in the second half. Matthew Corrales at the stripe. Front end of a 1-1. First one is up, and that's a big shot.
Yeah, that makes it a 2-possession game. You're right. That's a big free throw.
4 points is the advantage the Falcons have over the Jags. Olathe South, part of the AKL, Blue Valley West, or excuse me, Olathe South is part of the Sunflower League. Blue Valley West, of course, the Varsity KL.
Rich basketball tradition in the Falcon land for sure.
Indeed, 52-47. It's a 5-point advantage for the Falcons. Can Blue Valley West, can the Jaguars come back? Need to score some quick points. Going for the easy 2. Nice behind the back pass to Vinay. Vinay Shenoy makes it a 3-point game.
Clever little round the back pass there, wasn't it? That's like a perfectly appropriate place to use that.
And that could have gone very, very wrongly, but you're exactly right, Coach. He made the perfect pass in the perfect place at the right time. 13.1 seconds to play. Olathe South 52, Blue Valley West 49. Quentin Robertson only with 7 points. He come into this contest averaging 13. Looking up and down, you talk about the depth that Ryan Hintz shared with us. Tate Nagy, 9 points a game. four assists, a couple of rebounds and steals. He's not there. You got Servon, 5 points, a couple rebounds. Mr. Ewell. Can't underestimate the importance of a big 6'7" body in there. But for Olathe South, they're just a gritty team. Yeah, they got a little bit of beef in there with big old Jordan Allen, but they're getting it done. When you look at them out there, and this is no slight to them, they're not a big team. You know, they're not a lot of big bodies rolling around there. But they're just getting it done with efficient play. Now they got 13.1 seconds to go. 3-point advantage over the Jags. And the
There
ball.
it is. Oh, my.
They do need to get it in the front court. 10.2 seconds.
Jaguars foul number 14, John Paul.
So that now should put the Jags, yeah, that's right. That's going to be 10 fouls, so double bonus, 2 shots from here on out for the Falcons. Big free throws here.
Matthew Corrales shooting 2 shots.
Corrales made his last 2. At the line, shooting 2 more. And you see Tucker Armstrong back here. And again, showing that leadership that Coach Morrow talks about. He's like a little coach out there on the floor.
Yeah.
Look at him. Give him a clipboard, a shirt and tie, and he's ready to go.
He is ready to go. I have no doubt he'd have coaching gear on if he got injured.
100%. First shot in and out. Or excuse me, second. 4 points, 6 seconds. That one's blocked. Rebound to the Falcons, and the Falcons are going to go back to Olathe with another win in the victory column, following a 53-49 victory over the Jags of Blue Valley West. And game 6 of 7 in the 8-10 varsity showcase number 29. And we got one more for you, folks. That one's going to tip off in about 15 minutes from now. It's about 8:20, according to my sundial, so just after 8:30. We will get underway between Center, the Yellow Jackets, and the #1 team in Kansas, according to 8-10 varsity, Blue Valley North, the Mustangs. Coming into enemy territory, trying to protect their unbeaten record. I'm Coach Ryan Pfeiffer. More on them in a second, but for right now, we'll sign off as we get ready for the next one. The Olathe South advances over Blue Valley West. Their coach, Darren Kilos, whispering something in my ear.
I'm going to the bathroom.
He wants a Whataburger.
He's going to the bathroom, he says. I could use mouthing something, and then he finally just pulls my my headphone off and says, he's going to the bathroom. All right, young man. You certainly earned that privilege. For Coach F. Walton, my name's Sean Brewer, and we will see you back here in about 12 minutes for Blue Valley North and Center, right here on 810varsity.com.